Hi, Ian Roberts, and welcome to the laboratory of the painting process. Today I wanted to take a photograph and show you how I translated it into a painting. You'll see that there's a good solid structure there, and I'm able to use that as a way to strip away details and distractions and just create some really simple color shapes, warm and cool, dark and light, to translate the image rather than just really be copying it. So I thought this would be useful in terms of your own work, in terms of how you translate photographs into paintings. And the other thing is, I said last week that I would look at a Titian multi-figure composition, and I think I'm going to put that off for a few weeks and just analyze a Corot, very simple landscape structure, because it'll be more useful probably for us in terms of our own landscape, still life, single figure ideas, paintings. And somewhere down the road, I'll look at some Titians, Velázquez, Rubens, more complex structures and the more complex armatures they use to sort of embed all these figures into the picture plane. So I hope you find this week useful and enjoyable. So let me just draw a roadmap of what I was intending here. And you'll see that I'm using the structure, vertical, horizontal, bringing us here. And there we have a head of blue. You'll see I put in, instead of the little trees back here, a line of sort of lemon yellow here that makes us, pulls our attention here. Little shaft of light across the top, couple of blue marks here. So it's not like the center of interest is like that tree over here, which has so much darks and lights that you're sort of saying, well, here's my horizontal, here's my vertical, but I want you to look over here. Or here's a barn over here I want you to look at. Structurally, I've had us come here, and it's only some color shifts that creates a center of interest. It's not actually a thing. So I have the structure, and then I've cloaked the structure in some simple, warm, cool, dark, light shapes. All the detail is gone. All the little signs and the little information here and all the little trees. I've just simplified it right down. So I'm getting more information on this side in the way the light is hitting it. One or two over here just to sort of get us organized, but basically it's a big dark shape. Completely reduced the contrast here, and you can see how simply I've blocked in some of the things. The only thing that I'm really very careful of, or reasonably careful of the actual shapes of the light and the dark as they come across the road and what happens to the light as it hits certain things here. So this is a painting by Corot, and I just wanted to point out, first off, in terms of horizontals and verticals, how strong it is in terms of pulling us right to here. And then on two other issues, one is just look at how he is painting shapes. Shape, shape, shape. And the second thing is, because he's getting such beautiful rich reds coming in here, notice how dull the greens are. If he had cranked the greens up so that they were really intense, you'd be finding so much contrast between the two that it would be distracting. But look at how dull these greens are. Beautiful arrangement of different greens in here. I mean, they're not all the same by any stretch. And then just look at how he's putting in his darks. He's got this all painted in, and he's just putting in the darks like that, the smaller shape among that big shape. And the one other thing is, if you notice the shadows, this painting would have been done, I guess, in 1850s. Within 10 years, the Impressionists would have come along, and you would be looking at paintings and all these shadows would have gone blue. But it's a beautiful painting. I've always liked this one, but very strong compositional structure of how he's bringing us into the center of interest. So I hope you found that helpful. Next week, I'm going to take another image, a photograph, and show you how I've translated it into a painting. So you see the structure and the way I'm just stripping away the detail and simplifying it into just creating really good shapes of dark and light, warm and cool. Because I think that's one of those things where you'll find it useful as a way to translate your own photographs rather than just copying them and representing the photograph, finding a way of kind of pulling them towards a translation of the photograph. And the better the structure, the easier it is to do that. Now, I'm making these videos, hopefully that they're helpful to you. And so if you have an image that a painting you've always loved and you'd like me to have a look at it and analyze it, or perhaps a photograph you're thinking of turning into a painting, you can email it to me on the email that I sent you. And if there's one that I really think would be great as sort of a general discussion, then I'll certainly use them. So I hope you're finding these useful, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.